the thought of Keynes, जब हम Keynes thought पे आते हैं, then we know that the regional or orthodox model of Keynes, which was given by Keynes himself, according to him, he tried to explain that there is involuntary unemployment which exists in the economy in the short run specifically. He talks about the short run. Adjustment takes place in the long run में adjustment हो जाती है, but in the short run there is lack of adjustment है, and there is involuntary unemployment which exists, and at times it is mass involuntary unemployment. That means huge level of involuntary unemployment exists during the periods of recession or depression. Right now, basically new Keynesian models, but the model of Keynes has been criticized by the uh, uh, supporters of classical theory, and specifically it is criticized by the new classical economists that the Keynesian model is not based on microeconomic foundations. ये microeconomic foundations पे based नहीं है, and because of that there are many lackings or many loopholes in the Keynesian model, right? And according to new classical economists, there are rational expectations are made by the laborers as well as the firms or producers जिनको हम micro agents कहते हैं. These economic agents make their expectations on the basis of their rational behavior. They make the rational expectations. Due to that, they predict almost correctly. उनकी जो predictions है regarding the future, that is almost correct, and whatever wage rate and price levels are get or whatever the wage rate which is get determined in the economy, it get affected by the expected price level in the economy, it get affected by the expected wage rate in the economy, which is, and these expectations are based on rational behavior. ये rational behavior, rational expectations पे based expectations है, right? So because of that, there is flexibility in prices, there is flexibility in wages. फ्यूचर को प्रिडिक्ट करके जो प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं या जो लेबर हैं, they set their wages according to those future predictions को लेकर अपनी wages और prices को वो फिक्स करते हैं. रियल wages जो हैं वो future predictions को लेकर फिक्स होती हैं, and their predictions are based on their rational behavior. That is why there is no unemployment in the even in the short run में भी कोई unemployment नहीं होती है. Whatever unemployment exists, that is a natural rate of unemployment. वो natural rate of unemployment है. But new Keynesians, जो new Keynesians हैं, economist हैं, they Keynes का thought था there is no continuous market clearing because there is a lack of flexibility in prices, there is lack of flexibility in wages में जो है lack of flexibility exist करती है. Keynes has mainly focused that there is lack of flexibility in money wages में जो है lack of flexibility है. They are rigid, वो rigid है, वो sticky है as far as the money wages are concerned, and we have discussed that in the Keynesian model that labor suffers from money illusion, and they don't allow the downward because there is existence of trade unions, but that is why downward shift in the money wages is not allowed. So basically Keynes has focused that there is rigidity in the money wages में जो है rigidity exist करती है. Because of that there is very slow adjustment in the wage rate. जो wage rate है उसमें बहुत slow adjustment होती है, and if there is slow adjustment, because of that slow adjustment markets does not clear continuously. जो markets हैं वो immediately short run में clear नहीं होते हैं because there is stickiness in the money wages में stickiness है. Because of that, if there is unemployment in the economy, that unemployment does not get resolved immediately because of a stickiness in the money wages, and even if they are falling in the downward direction, they fall very slowly. बहुत slow adjustment base जो है वो exist करता है. That is why market does not clear immediately. This is what has been said by the Keynes. New Keynesian economist has basically tried to explain this stickiness in money wages, stickiness in the real wages, stickiness in the prices with a more strong foundation. ज़्यादा strong foundation. Keynes का थॉट वही है। जैसे क्लासिकल्स का थॉट था कि ऑटोमेटिक क्लियरेंस हो जाती है, न्यू क्लासिकल्स जो है वो उसको सपोर्ट करते हैं, बट न्यू क्लासिकल्स हैव गिवन अ स्ट्रॉन्ग माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक फाउंडेशन to the explanation which has been given by the classical with little bit modification, जैसे rational expectations आ गया मॉडल की वजह से they could explain that why markets get clear continuously, market क्यों clear होते हैं, perfection जो है वो market में क्यों exist करती है। In the same manner, the original thought which was given by Keynes that there is a problem of involuntary unemployment in the economy, involuntary unemployment hai, or we can say less than full employment exists in the economy, that has been explained by the new Keynesian. New Keynesians usko support karte hain, but new Keynesians have tried to provide a more stronger microeconomic foundation or base to the explanation which was given by Keynes, because Keynes इस चीज पे बहुत criticize, new classicals जो है बहुत criticize करते हैं कि जो Keynes का model है that is based on it does not explain that how workers are making their expectations. He says that they suffer from money illusion, their expectations are not correct, but he does not able to explain that why their expectations are not correct, why they cannot make expectation, why they are based on past behavior of the, why they believe only on the past level of the prices in the economy, right? But new Keynesians try to explain, वो एक एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं या स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस देने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि yes there is involuntary unemployment, but they try to explain it with a stronger base that why involuntary unemployment or how involuntary unemployment in the economy exists. Keynesian जो Keynes का मॉडल था, he has only focused on the stickiness in the money wages. Money wages की stickiness पे focus किया था, but new Keynesian model has not only explained the stickiness in the nominal wages only, new Keynesian model has also explained the stickiness in the real wages. Real wages में भी stickiness को explain किया है, and they have also explained that there is stickiness or rigidity even in the product prices. Product prices में भी stickiness exist करती है, real wages में भी stickiness exist करती है, और nominal wages में stickiness तो Keynes का ही thought था कि it exists. So that means new Keynesian model में what we will be trying to explain, we will be trying to explain the thought of new Keynesian economists through and they'll show us that how there is stickiness in the nominal wages, rigidity है nominal wages में, there is rigidity in the real wages में rigidity है, and there is rigidity in the product prices में भी rigidity. If there is rigidity in the nominal wages, if there is rigidity in the real wages, if there is rigidity in the product prices, तो वो जो हमारा new classicals का thought है that automatically markets get clear immediately, जो markets है वो immediately clear हो जाते हैं, वो जो उनका conclusion था, that conclusion is not supported by the new Keynesian economists, क्योंकि वो conclusion तभी हो सकता है if there is flexibility in the money wages, if there is flexibility in the real wages, if there is flexibility in the in the product prices में, wages में, इन सब में अगर flexibility exist करती है, then only markets can get clear continuously and immediately. But Keynesians कहते हैं, new Keynesians कहते हैं कि there is rigidity. Because of that rigidity, there is a problem of involuntary unemployment in the economy, जो involuntary unemployment है, and lower level of output in the economy, less than full employment जो output level है, that exists in the economy. Right? I hope the background is clear. कि basically new Keynesian economist क्या show करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं? Yes? Okay. Now, first of all, तुम्हारे जैसे syllabus में लिखा हुआ है nominal, real and rigidity in nominal and real wages and product prices. ये basically main topic है. इस main topic के under तुम्हारे different models दिए, model mean different thoughts हैं. ये different thoughts जो हैं ये यही एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं that why there is rigidity in the nominal and real wages and the product prices. क्यों जो है rigidity exist कर रही है. First of all, we will cover the stickiness in the prices. Prices में stickiness. That is, अब हम different models करेंगे. ये different models बहुत छोटे-छोटे models हैं. Right? ये models basically ये explain कर रहे हैं that how there is a stickiness in prices, how there is a rigidity in nominal wages, and how there is a rigidity in the real wages. कैसे जो economy में है rigidity exist कर. So first of all, we will talk about the stickiness in the product prices. Product prices में stickiness क्यों exist कर रही है? The model regarding the stickiness in the prices is known as Mankiw sticky price model. इसे हम Mankiw sticky price model कहते हैं because it was given by Mankiw. This is also known as menu cost model. हम इसे menu cost model भी कहते हैं. What is menu? Menu क्या होता है? Normally बताओ menu क्या होता है? हम कहाँ use करते हैं इसको? कहाँ हमें देखने को मिलता है?
Ma'am, it contains the list of things available in that place.
हाँ तो ओके वेरी ट्रू. बट ये हमें मोस्टली हम कहाँ देखने को मिलता है? कहाँ मांगते हैं हम इसको जाके कि मुझे गिव मी द
रेस्टोरेंट्स में.
यस, व्हेन वी गो टू रेस्टोरेंट्स और ईटिंग जॉइंट्स, मोस्टली ये जो सबसे कॉमनली ये वर्ड यूज होता है तो इन जगहों पे यूज होता है मेन्यू हम, राइट. एंड इवन इफ वी गो टू द सुपरमार्केट तो हम जिसको कैटलॉग कह सकते हैं, कैटलॉग ऑफ प्राइसेस, दैट इज आल्सो मेन्यू, जहाँ पे आपको लिस्ट दे रखी है डिफरेंट चीजों के डिफरेंट प्राइसेस क्या है, लिस्ट इज गिवन इन दैट. सो वी कॉल इट कैटलॉग आल्सो. इन रेस्टोरेंट वी कॉल इट मेन्यू आल्सो. हम इनको मेन्यू भी कहते हैं. सो अगर कोई रेस्टोरेंट अपनी पूरी प्राइस लिस्ट चेंज करता है तो उसको क्या करना पड़ेगा? वो सबसे पहले क्या करेगा? अगर अपनी
मेन्यू चेंज करेगा.
मेन्यू चेंज करेगा, राइट. जब वो अपना मेन्यू चेंज करेगा तो उसमें कोई कॉस्ट पड़ेगी, उसको कॉस्ट इनकर होगी, कोई प्रॉब्लम आएगी, कोई बटन आएगा?
यस मैम.
उसको प्रिंटिंग कॉस्ट पड़ेगी, उसको पेपर की कॉस्ट पड़ेगी, राइट. सो दिस इज नोन एज मेन्यू कॉस्ट. इसको हम मेन्यू कॉस्ट कहते हैं. मेन्यू कॉस्ट मींस, अब ये मेन्यू कॉस्ट कैसे रिलेट हो रही है नॉर्मल उससे? नाउ जब हम केन्स का मॉडल कर रहे थे, ओरिजिनल केन्स का, तो केन्स का असम्पशन था परफेक्ट कंपटीशन का. मोस्टली हमने यही देखा कि क्लासिकल्स, केन्स, ये सारे जो परफेक्ट कंपटीशन का जो है असम्पशन लेते हैं. बट जब हम न्यू केनेसियंस की बात कर रहे हैं तो न्यू केनेसियंस डाइवर्जन, सबसे पहले डाइवर्जन लेते हैं ओल्ड केनेसियन मॉडल से, दैट दे अज्यूम देयर इज इम्परफेक्ट कंपटीशन. जो मार्केट्स में है इम्परफेक्ट कंपटीशन जो है एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है, राइट. नाउ व्हेन इफ द इम्परफेक्ट कंपटीशन इज एग्जिस्टिंग इन द मार्केट, दैट मींस परफेक्ट कंपटीशन में क्या है? सिंगल फर्म कैन नॉट चेंज इट्स प्राइस. सिंगल फर्म जो है वो अपने प्राइस को चेंज नहीं कर सकती है और ड्यू टू दैट what happens if and the जो प्राइस है that is basically decided by the market forces, वो industry determine करती है and single firm cannot change the price. But in case of in new Keynesian economies, they say that there is imperfect competition. Imperfect competition जो है, competitive market जो है वो exist करता है. Firms are imperfectly competing with each other, and when they are imperfectly competing with each other, then their objective is to earn maximum profit on the through the competing with the other firms. दूसरी firms के साथ compete करके higher से higher profit जो earn करना, that is the objective of the firm. Now in this type of a scenario, when there is imperfect competition, the firm can charge different prices. Firm has the power to charge different prices. जो firms हैं, क्योंकि perfect competition में single firm different price charge नहीं कर सकती है, but in case of imperfect competition, they have assumed imperfect competition and different firms can charge different prices. जो different firms हैं वो different prices जो है charge कर सकती है. But why there is stickiness in the prices? जो firms है वो mostly अपने प्राइस को चेंज करने के लिए रिलक्टेंट क्यों होते हैं? Once the price is fixed by the firm regarding their product, why they are reluctant or why there is stickiness in the prices? Prices में क्यों stickiness है? Because whenever they change the price, जब भी वो price change करते हैं, then they have to incur the menu cost. उनको menu cost जो है वो bear करनी पड़ती है. Like for example, they have to print new catalog, नया catalog print करना पड़ेगा, right? They have to provide the new information. जो अपने customers हैं, they have to give them the information that there is change in prices में change है. उनको जो stickers हैं सारे products पे लगे हुए, they have to change their stickers, वो stickers change करने पड़ते हैं, right? Even shelves पे prices लगे होते हैं, जहाँ पे हम जैसे हम supermarket या हम इन जगहों पे जाते हैं जहाँ शेल्फ पे ऑलरेडी प्राइस लिखे होते हैं, and by looking at the price on the shelf we pick the product, right? So they have to change those shelf prices also. वो सारे shelf prices जो हैं वो change करने पड़ते हैं. So these type of things, change in these type of things incur cost. इसमें cost involved होता है. And suppose with the little bit change in the price, अगर छोटा सा change है अगर price में हो रहा है, but the menu cost is large, आपको benefit कम हो रहा है because there is little bit change in the price, but because of that little bit change in the price there is increase in profit, but the menu cost is greater than the increase in profit. अगर जितना increase हो रहा है उससे ज्यादा menu cost incur हो रही है, then it is not beneficial for the firm to change the price. Price change करना firm के लिए beneficial नहीं होता है. Rather than changing the price, firm will change the quantity. जो firm है वो quantity को reduce कर देगी. Like for example, अगर अभी तुमने देखा होगा कि मैगी का कौन सा प्राइस फेमस है जो एड्स में भी आता है?
मैम 10 rupees.
10 rupees. And we know as a customer we know कि 10 rupees जो प्राइस है वो मैगी का प्राइस, और एड्स में भी आता है 10 रुपए वाली मैगी, राइट? लेकिन पिछले, और मुझे याद है कि जो 10 रुपीज में पहले मैगी मिलती थी वो हमें कितनी मिलती थी? क्वांटिटी देखी है कभी उसकी? चेक करना अगर घर में मैगी का पैकेट पड़ा होगा. पहले वाला मैं बता देती हूँ. पहले मैगी में जो थी 100 ग्राम आपको मैगी मिलती थी in 10 rupees. Now because the price is famous, 10 rupees की मैगी ये प्राइस फेमस है, कस्टमर्स के माइंड में है, राइट? कस्टमर्स आर अवेयर अबाउट दिस थिंग एंड दे हैव one attachment with this kind of a price की yes 10 rupees हमें lower लगता है. Rather than increasing the price, the Nestle has reduced the quantity of Maggi. अब तुम अगर पैकेट पे देखोगे, I think it is 80 ग्राम now. अब आपको 80 ग्राम मिलेगी. प्राइस चेंज नहीं किया, प्राइस उतना ही रखा, बट क्वांटिटी रिड्यूस कर दी, राइट? सो दिस इज नोन एज प्राइस स्टिकीनेस. क्योंकि जब भी हम इस जो फर्म्स हैं वो प्राइस चेंज करती हैं, देन बेसिकली दे और लाइक दे हैव अ एड जिसमें 10 रुपीस या 5 रुपीस की मिनी मैगी एड है. अगर आप प्राइस चेंज करते हो तो आपको पूरी की पूरी एडवर्टाइजमेंट ही न्यू बनानी पड़ेगी. एंड व्हेन यू मेक दिस एडवर्टाइजमेंट, लॉट्स ऑफ एक्सपेंडिचर इज इन्वॉल्वड इन दैट. आप पूरे स्टार कास्ट लेते हो, आप पूरी उसमें एड बन रही है, डायरेक्टर है, प्रोड्यूसर है, एडवर्टाइजमेंट फर्म है जो उसमें इन्वॉल्व है. अगेन यू हैव टू इनकर होल ऑफ द कॉस्ट अगेन टू मेक अ न्यू एडवर्टाइजमेंट, राइट? सो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस व्हाट हैपेंस, these are known as menu cost. और ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट है ये रेस्टोरेंट इन सबसे उठाया गया है कि जब रेस्टोरेंट प्राइस चेंज करता है, दे हैव टू प्रिंट द न्यू मेन्यू, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दे हैव टू इनकर द कॉस्ट. सो जब भी कोई फर्म जो है इन परफेक्ट मार्केट कंपटीशन में, generally when they change their prices, they have to incur these menu costs. And because generally if there is little bit change in prices, and due to this increase in profit is less than the increase in the menu cost, then it is not beneficial for the firms to go for the change in price. उनका जबकि जो equilibrium price है, equilibrium price उनका different price demand कर रहा है, but they will not be ready to change the price. वो price change करने के लिए ready नहीं होते हैं because of these types of menu cost. ये जो menu cost जो है वो exist करती है. Is that clear?
Yes, मैम. जो ये मेन्यू कॉस्ट्स हैं ये तो एक रोल प्ले करती ही है, बट मैम अगर प्राइस इंक्रीज होता है तो जो मार्केट शेयर है वो भी तो कम हो जाता है प्रोड्यूसर्स का.
यस, प्राइस इंक्रीज से मार्केट शेयर, एक तो ये मेन्यू कॉस्ट का आ जाएगा. दूसरा ये स्टिकीनेस इन प्राइसेस इसीलिए भी है बिकॉज इफ दे इंक्रीज द प्राइस, then obviously others will also follow, others will not follow them, their market share will reduce. उनका market share जो है वो reduce हो जाएगा. This is also a factor. थर्ड फैक्टर जो है वो स्टिकीनेस प्राइस या मेन्यू कॉस्ट के अंडर ही डाल सकते हो, दैट व्हेनेवर दे चेंज द प्राइस, वो जब भी प्राइस को चेंज करेंगे, आपने कहा इंक्रीज करेंगे तो मार्केट शेयर जो है रिड्यूस हो जाएगा, जो ऑलिगोपोली में जनरली एग्जिस्ट करता है। बट इवन इफ दे रिड्यूस द प्राइस, अगर वो प्राइस को रिड्यूस करते हैं, राइट, लिटिल बिट रिडक्शन इन द प्राइस इज देयर, एंड ड्यू टू रिडक्शन इन प्राइसेस, एक तो तुमने ओलिगोपॉली में पढ़ा होगा कि अदर्स विल फॉलो देम, नो इंक्रीज इन दी मार्केट शेयर, ये फैक्टर तो है ही है। बट इवन इफ दी अदर्स डोंट फॉलो देम, अगर दूसरे उसको फॉलो नहीं भी करते हैं, देन ड्यू टू रिडक्शन इन दी प्राइस दे आर रिड्यूसिंग देयर प्रॉफिट, वो अपना प्रॉफिट जो है वो रिड्यूस कर रहे हैं, एंड देयर ऑब्जेक्टिव वाज टू इंक्रीज द डिमांड, ताकि डिमांड इंक्रीज हो जाए। बट समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन दे रिड्यूस द प्राइसेस ड्यू टू रिडक्शन इन द प्राइस, there is little bit reduction in the general price level, जो general price level है वो थोड़ा बहुत नीचे आ जाता है, जब फर्म जो particular firms है, थोड़ी firms जो है अपने price को reduce करती है, due to that real income of the consumer increases, जो real income है consumer की increase हो जाती है, and with the increase in the real income of the consumer, consumer may increase the consumption of other goods, दूसरे goods की consumption को जो है वो increase कर सकता है, that means on the cost of the reduction in the price of one firm's product, other firms are gaining, दूसरी firms जो हैं वो gain कर रही हैं, this is also kind of a cost which can be bear by the firms whenever they reduce the price. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? And secondly, even the जिसको हम basically generally we call it the goodwill of the firm, जो firm की goodwill होती है consumers के साथ, एक repo बनी होती है, if you are increasing the prices and if it is due to cost, अगर cost में बहुत ज़्यादा increase है, you are increasing the prices, then you can explain it to the consumers, आप जो consumers है उसको explain कर सकते हो। But if you don't have a strong reason behind increase in the price, that what is the strong reason for increasing the price, then even firms lose their reputation with the consumers, जो firms हैं वो अपनी reputation lose कर सकती हैं consumer के साथ, जिसको हम goodwill loss कहते हैं, that is a loss in the goodwill, right? So that is also kind of a real cost which is incurred by the firm whenever they change the prices. So all these factors results in the stickiness in the prices, ये prices में stickiness जो है create करते हैं। Generally firms change their prices if the gain is much larger than the cost, अगर gain बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है as compared to gain cost, then the firms can change their prices, but generally there is stickiness in the prices because of the existence of the menu cost, and if these menu costs are larger, अगर ये menu cost larger है, then price either does not change, or if it changes then the change or adjustment is very slow. जैसे किसी चीज को आप चिपका देते हो और फिर उसको उतारने की कोशिश करते हो तो बहुत slowly धीरे धीरे जो है downward direction में जाती है, तो same kind of a thing is there is stickiness exist करती है, and if any change occurs, that change is very slow, that the adjustment immediately in the short run does not take place, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
so this is the model which basically explain that why there is a stickiness in prices में stickiness. Now we come to the point that why there is a stickiness in the real nominal wages में stickiness क्यों है? Basically whenever the labor segment and जो हमारा firms हैं या owners हैं या producers हैं, the producers are the one who demand the labor, and the labor supply comes from the laborers से आती है. But whenever they come into contact with each other for performing any kind of a job is offered by the producer or firms, so firms or producers are the job creators basically, and the laborers are the job seekers, and they come into contact with each other, they sign the contract, वो contract sign करते हैं, right? So whenever they sign the contract, that contract has some certain time duration होती है, ऐसा नहीं है कि आज कुछ और वेज रेट था, एक महीने बाद आपको कुछ और वेज रेट मिल जाएगा because market condition has changed, क्योंकि market condition change हो गई है. Generally what happens whenever these two sides, one is the people who are demanding labor and another one the people who are supplying the labor, they come into contact with each other, then they sign a contract. वो contract sign करते हैं, right? Now whenever they sign the contract, it is on the basis that what will be the level of wage rate, nominal wage rate will be written on that contract. That is based on the future expectations. वो future expectations पे based है. Like for example, if there's an expectation that there will be inflation in the future, inflation, and even Keynesians also expect that accept this thing, that this expectation is based on rational expectation. ये rational expectation पे based है, right? Due to this, what happens whenever they sign the contract, they expect the price changes in the future. वो inflation को या price change को expect करते हैं, and on the basis of that, labor demands higher real wages. जो labor है वो higher real wage या higher money wage जो है demand करते हैं if they are expecting that there will be inflation in the economy. And same is the expectation of the producers. Producers की भी अगर same expectation है, then they will also be willing to pay the higher money wage because they know that prices are going to increase in the future. Prices जो है increase होंगे तो उनको gain होगा. For that gain, they are ready to give higher wages to the labor for giving them the jobs. उनको jobs में रखने के लिए या उनको jobs में retain करने के लिए they are ready to pay the higher wages. Now that means whenever they sign the contract, these contracts have certain time length. इसकी time length होगी. Like for example, contract आपने 1 year का जो है वो sign कर दिया, and then this contract has been signed on the basis of the future expected demand for labor. Expected demand for labor क्या होगी, and expected supply of labor. कि future में expected supply of labor क्या होगी, what, and on the basis of that what will be the expected, और जो supply of labor है या demand for labor है, expected demand for labor and expected supply of labor, that is on the basis of the expected inflation in the economy. Expected inflation क्या होगी, and on the basis of that wage rate is get fixed. जो nominal wage rate है वो fix हो जाता है. Now this contract, the life of this contract is of 1 year. Suppose example ले रहे हैं कि 1 year जो है इस contract का life span है, right? But whatever has been expected, suppose changes are more than that. अगर change उससे ज़्यादा हो जाता है, like for example the जो demand for labor expect की जा रही थी, suppose demand for labor is more than that, उससे ज़्यादा है because inflation is more than the expected inflation, then in that case the nominal wages of the labor should be higher हो जानी चाहिए, but they have signed the contract, उन्होंने contract sign किया होता है, because of that contract which has been signed by the firms and by the labor, they cannot change the nominal wages immediately. वो immediately जो है nominal wages को change नहीं कर सकते हैं, right? So इसको हम basically we can say that it is basically because of the wage contracts, क्योंकि wage contracts जो हैं वो signed होते हैं, because of that there is stickiness in the nominal wages. Nominal wages में जो है stickiness exist करती है. This is first reason. Secondly, whenever these wage contracts are signed, these wage contracts for all the laborers are not signed on the same time पे signed नहीं होते हैं. They have a overlapping time period है. Like for example, एक firm ने आज वेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन कराया, सेकंड फर्म जो है वो एक महीने बाद जो है वेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन करा रही है. सो इन द लेबर मार्केट ऑल द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स आर नॉट साइंड ऑन द सेम टाइम पे साइंड नहीं होते. अगर सेम टाइम पे साइंड होते तो आज एक साल के लिए आज एक साथ सारे साइन हो गए, और फिर एक साथ लेबर मार्केट में 1 ईयर के बाद जो है वो वेज रेट जो है चेंज होगा, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट चेंज होगा. सो लेबर मार्केट में जो है जग एक साथ आएगा, बट दैट इज नॉट द केस. जो वेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हैं दे आर स्टैगर्ड वेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, स्टेजेस में है. एक आज साइन हुआ है, एक वीक के बाद न्यू वेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किसी और के साथ, बिकॉज देयर इज इम्परफेक्ट कंपटीशन. ये याद रखो, जो न्यू केनेसियंस हैं दे अज्यूम देयर इज इम्परफेक्ट कंपटीशन. इम्परफेक्ट कंपटीशन जो है वो एग्जिस्ट करता है. ड्यू टू इम्परफेक्ट कंपटीशन डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ लेबर हैव डिफरेंट स्किल्स, दे हैव डिफरेंट वेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स. Even wage contracts are signed at different time periods. डिफरेंट टाइम पीरियड्स में जो है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन होते हैं. किसी का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आज फिनिश हो गया तो वो आज न्यू वेज डिमांड करेगा. किसी का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट जो है वो 2 महीने बाद खत्म होगा. किसी का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट जो है वो 1 ईयर के बाद ओवर होगा. बिकॉज ऑफ दीज different time periods of wage contract, the change in the wages, overall wages is very slow. जो overall wages में change है वो बहुत ज्यादा slow होता है. and nominal wages does not change immediately. जो nominal wages है तो immediately they does not change according to the condition of the market. because of that there is stickiness in the nominal wages. जो nominal wages है उनमें stickiness exist करती है. Is that okay? Is that clear?
मैम बट ये जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन कर रहे हैं मैम, दिस हैपेंस इन द ऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर.
Yes, organized sector में है. Right, no doubt in that this happens in the organized sector. Unorganized sector जो है वो market changes के साथ बहुत ज्यादा जो है इफेक्ट होता है. Right, but sometimes what happens, जैसे अभी हम करेंगे कि अगर हम वेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को ना भी लें, बिकॉज अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर जो है, अगर हम ये देखें कि यस अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में भी ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर से ज्यादा फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी जो है वो अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में एग्जिस्ट करती है, क्योंकि ऑर्गेनाइज में तो काफी जो स्टिकीनेस है वो एग्जिस्ट करती है. बट इवन इन अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर देयर आर मेनी फैक्टर्स which shows that even in the unorganized sectors 100% flexibility does not exist. कई जो supporters हैं न्यू कीनेसियन थ्योरी के, they show that even in the unorganized sector जो आपको 100% flexibility है वो नहीं मिलेगी, because of like for example जिसको हम efficiency based theory कहते हैं. efficiency based theory कहती है that to keep your workers motivated, अपने workers को motivated रखने के लिए, अपने workers का morale high रखने के लिए, जो producers हैं they pay higher wage to them as compared to the market clearing wage. market clearing wage से higher wage जो है वो provide करते हैं to their workers, so that the work shirking should not be there. They should keep on they should be motivated to keep on working. So because of, they should hire on efficiency. So it is kind of a gift. ये gift की तरह होता है कि आप एक gift दे रहे हो उनको, because they are not shirking their work, they are doing their work with the higher efficiency, with the higher proficiency. Then for that the higher wage rate is the gift for them. Right? For different reasons जो है वो मिलते हैं. बट यस अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में जो है वो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी कंपैरेटिवली एग्जिस्ट करती है ज्यादा एज कंपेयर टू दी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर. बट ये जो हमारी थियरीज हैं न्यू कीनेसियन इकोनॉमिक्स या न्यू क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिक्स, बेसिकली दीज आर दी थियरीज व्हिच बेसिकली टेक्स द assumption of that this is the capitalist economy है और ऑर्गेनाइज्ड इकोनॉमी है. सो मेजरली assumption ही ऑर्गेनाइज्ड इकोनॉमी की लेते हैं. राइट
मैम
Yes,
ये
ma'am.
कैंटियन
हाँ जी,
ट्रेड
बोलो.
यूनियंस को कंसीडर नहीं करते हैं.
अभी हम ट्रेड यूनियंस पे ही आ रहे हैं. ट्रेड यूनियंस भी कंसीडर होंगी. राइट, सभी का रोल है. राइट, सो ये हमारा
मैम बट ये जो हमने किया कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइनिंग मैम, दिस इज फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ द प्रोड्यूसर. मैम अगर कंज्यूमर जो लेबरर्स हैं
from the both, if I am going to contract a sign, I will negotiate. मैं negotiate करूंगी, right? And if I assume if the labor is assuming that the inflation is going to be their inflation जो है वो high होने वाली है, then I will negotiate for higher wages. मैं higher wages के लिए negotiate करूंगी. Producer will also be willing to give higher wages to me, because they know that by increasing the employment, by employing more labor even on a higher wage rate, they are going to gain, because prices are going to increase. दोनों ही price gain, क्योंकि rational expectation अगर हम assume करें कि उसके basis पे है तो दोनों जो है उनकी expectation same हो, कि जो expectation है कि prices are going to increase in the economy. If prices are going to increase in the economy, then producer will also be willing to pay higher wage, because by employing more labor, if they pay higher wage, they will be employing more labor supply ज़्यादा होगी. If they will be employing more labor, then they are going to produce more output, and in any way they are going to gain, because prices will be higher. जो prices हैं वो higher होंगे. राइट, तो उनको गेन ही होगा, so they will be ready to pay higher wages, और जो लेबर होगा वो हायर वेज डिमांड करेगा, बट बहुत ज्यादा हायर वेज डिमांड नहीं होगी, ऐसा नहीं कि एक्सट्रीम हायर वेज ही डिमांड कर लिया, दैट विल बी दी ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द नेगोशिएशन, कि वो कैसे एक दूसरे के साथ जो है नेगोशिएट करते हैं। जो ओनर्स हैं दे विल ट्राई टू पे दी वेजेस, लेवल ऑफ दी वेजेस, जिसमें सप्लाई जो है लेबर की बहुत, अगर बहुत ज्यादा लेबर, बहुत कम वेज वो ऑफर करते हैं तो लेबर सप्लाई श्रिंक हो जाएगी बहुत ज्यादा, और अगर जो लेबर है वो बहुत ज्यादा हाई वेज डिमांड करता है तो डिमांड फॉर जो जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी या डिमांड फॉर लेबर है वो कम हो जाएगी बहुत ज्यादा, सो दे नेगोशिएट विद ईच अदर एट अ वेरी कंफर्टेबल लेवल, जहाँ पे दोनों को ही कंफर्ट आता है और डिमांड और सप्लाई ऑफ लेबर ऑलमोस्ट एक दूसरे के इक्वल होते हैं, राइट।
मैम वो वाला प्रोस्पेक्ट मेरे माइंड में आ रहा था कि हम ऐसे नहीं पढ़ते हैं कि जो प्रोपेंसिटी टू कंज्यूम होती है वो एकदम से चेंज नहीं होती, तो मतलब अगर उनकी वेजेस को कट डाउन कर देते हैं तो जो लेबरर्स हैं वो फिर मतलब जॉब्स को लीव कर देंगे।
अगर वही कट डाउन, तो यहाँ पे हम नॉमिनल वेज की स्टिकीनेस की बात कर रहे हैं कि वंस द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट गेट साइन, जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन हो रहा है, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन हमारी क्लासिकल्स कहते हैं कि कट डाउन कर दो वेजेस को, तो जो है आपका जो इक्विलिब्रियम है वो आ जाएगा, सिर्फ जो नॉमिनल वेजेस या नॉमिनल प्राइसेस है वो आपके रिड्यूस होंगे, बट जो गेन्स है वो केनेजियंस हैं, दे से दैट देयर इज स्टिकीनेस। मार्केट ऑब्जेक्टिव यहाँ पे हमारा क्या है कि मार्केट क्लियरेंस क्यों नहीं आएगी, मार्केट क्लियरेंस इसलिए नहीं आएगी क्योंकि जो वेजेस है वो फ्लेक्सिबल नहीं है। अब वेज फ्लेक्सिबल क्यों नहीं है, वेजेस इसलिए फ्लेक्सिबल है बिकॉज वेजेस आर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द वेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, जो वेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हैं उसकी बेसिस पे जो वेजेस हैं वो फिक्स की जाती हैं, एंड व्हेन वेजेस आर फिक्स्ड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द वेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, these wages cannot be changed immediately, ये wages जो है immediately change नहीं होती हैं, और स्टैगर्ड, और अगर चेंज आ भी रहा है तो डिफरेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स आर साइंड ऑन अ डिफरेंट टाइम पीरियड, दे ओवरलैप विद ईच अदर, ओवरलैप करते हैं, इसी की वजह से अगर चेंज आता है दैट चेंज इज वेरी स्लो, वो चेंज जो है वो बहुत स्लो है। सो बेसिकली केनेजियंस आर ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन that there is stickiness in the nominal wages, new classicals कहते हैं कि immediately change होगा, market clear हो जाएगा, बट न्यू केनेजियंस कहते हैं चेंज नहीं होता है, नहीं हो पाता है, इसलिए जो मार्केट है वो इमीडिएटली क्लियर नहीं होता, राइट।
यस मैम।
सो यस केन्स, तो न्यू केनेजियंस ये कह रहे हैं कि मार्केट क्लियर नहीं होता है, आप वेज कट नहीं कर पाते हो, या वेजेस जो हैं वो एकदम से फ्लेक्सिबल होकर चेंज नहीं होती है, देयर इज स्टिकीनेस, फिक्सनेस जो है वेजेस में एग्जिस्ट करती है। सो दिस वाज रिगार्डिंग द नॉमिनल वेज। Same now there is stickiness in the real wages also, real wages में भी जो है stickiness exist करती है। Now real wage की stickiness there is different theories हैं, like in your syllabus it is written, one is the efficiency wage theory जो लिखी हुई है, then there is one insider outsider theory और model। ये basically है क्या, पहले हम कर लेते हैं efficiency wage theory। Efficiency wage theory basically, if I explain it with you with the example, 1914 में हेनरी फोर्ड, जो फोर्ड कंपनीज के ओनर है, हेनरी फोर्ड ने what he has started doing, he has started paying higher real wage to his workers as compared to the market wage rate which was existing. He has started paying, like for example, $5 a day for his workers, and but during that time the per day wage rate was between $2 to $3, so higher जो wage rate था वो pay करना शुरू कर दिया। Why he has started doing that जो अभी हमने discuss किया था, he has started doing that for discouraging absenteeism ना हो, लोग leave ज्यादा ना लें, right, because per day wage rate was during that time he has started paying as a $5 to reduce turnover means जो लोग जॉब छोड़ के चले जाते, people should not quit the job छोड़े ना, because whenever the labor is employed by the firm, labor gain the experience, firm train the labor, in that training includes the cost. तो firm की cost involved होती है, labor get trained, labor get experience, and due to that the efficiency of the labor with time increases. So when this type of a labor quits the job, then that is a harm for the firm. वो firm के लिए harmful होता है, because in place of that labor they will employ the new labor. वो new labor employ करेंगे, that new labor will be inexperienced. Again firm has to invest in that labor to make him more experienced, to make him more trained. So because of that, the firm wanted to reduce the turnover reduce करने के लिए. So if they, Henry Ford has started paying more wages to the labor in order to discourage the absenteeism, in order to reduce the turnover, in order to improve the workers' morale, and in order to increase the productivity of the workers, efficiency of the workers. Because if they will be motivated, if they will be happy, if they will be encouraged, automatically the efficiency, the interest of that labor to learn more, to do less mistakes will be higher hoga, right? So that means this model says that if higher is the real wage, agar real wage higher hogi, then in that case the productivity will be get affected. जो productivity है वो affected होगी. So this model basically says that efficiency is related, or productivity is related with the real wage. जो efficiency या productivity है वो real wage से related होती है, right? If the change in productivity or gain in productivity अगर हम कहें, if the gain in productivity or increase in efficiency is more than the change in real wage, the real wage rate, आपने real wage rate जो है वो change किया, increase किया, because of increase in the real wage rate, the change in the efficiency, the gain in the efficiency is more than the change in the real wage, then that means it is beneficial for the firm to increase the real wages of their workers from the market wage rate, or keep the real wages of their workers higher as compared to the market wage rate, because the firm is gaining more in terms of efficiency by increasing the real wages. Real wages को high रखकर जो firms हैं वो ज़्यादा gain कर रही हैं, because it has improved the efficiency of the labor की efficiency को improve करती है. So if the firm is doing that, अगर firm ऐसा करती है, then in that case the firm will be giving higher real wages to the workers as compared to the equilibrium wage rate. Equilibrium means जहाँ पे market आपका clear हो रहा है, right? उससे ज़्यादा आप wage rate जो है वो pay कर रहे हो, then in that case the efficiency will be higher, और जो wages हैं वो upward direction में stick हो जाएंगे. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? And why the firm is doing that? Firm is doing that to basically save the workers from work shirking, to reduce the turnover, and जो हमने discuss किया, it is basically considered as a gift to the highly efficient laborers. आपको अपने laborers की efficiency high रखनी है, it is a gift. जो higher wage rate दे रहे हो, it is in the form of a gift की form में है. That is why many firms pay higher wages to their efficient workers, and if the real wages will be higher, automatically demand will be, जो demand है labor की as compared to the market wage rate उससे कम होगा, and supply will be more, because if higher the real wage rate, supply of labor will be more comparatively, so there will be involuntary unemployment. जो involuntary unemployment है वो market में exist करेगी. Right? So this was efficiency wage model. See, efficiency wage model. There is one more model, insider outside. Basic crux समझ लो, उसके बाद पढ़ोगे तो ये model समझ आ जाएंगे. Second model is insider outsider model. Insider outsider model also explains that why there is involuntary unemployment. Involuntary unemployment क्यों होती है? अभी insider outsider क्या है? Insiders are the people who are on job, जो on job है, and they are the part of trade unions. वो trade unions का part है. And outsiders are the one who are out of the job. जो job में नहीं है, obviously if they are not in the job, they are not the part of the लेबर यूनियन, वो लेबर यूनियन का पार्ट नहीं है, दे विल बी कंसीडर्ड एज आउटसाइडर्स, उनको आउटसाइडर्स कह रहे हैं. सो दो ग्रुप्स हो गए, one who are in the job right now and they are part of the labor union, they will be considered as insider, and another one who are the outsider, and because they are outsider, they are not the part of any labor union, and but they are the seekers of the job, इनको job चाहिए है. So दो ग्रुप्स हो गए, जिनके पास जॉब है, और दूसरा ग्रुप हो गया जिसके पास जॉब नहीं है but they are seeking job, they want job. Right now what happens due to insider outsider, इसकी वजह से इफेक्ट क्या है? Now the people who are insider, जो insiders हैं, they will not bother much about the outsider, right? जो जॉब में है, when it comes to their wages, when it comes to their salaries, their wages, they won't bother much about the outsiders कि उनके पास जॉब है या नहीं है. वो they think about themselves, क्योंकि जो self interest है, that is more important, वो ज्यादा important है. These type of the people who are the member of the unions, they put the pressure on the firms or on the management to increase their real wages को increase करने. And when they put the pressure on the unions, on the management to increase their wages, what happens? The number of outsiders increases. जो number है outsiders का वो increase हो जाता है, and the number of insiders reduces. जो number है insider का वो reduce हो जाता है, because when these insiders try to increase their wage rate, अपने wage rate को increase कराने की कोशिश करेंगे, then automatically the demand for labor negatively get affected by that. Negatively affect होती है. Because of this, what happens? The number of outsiders increases. जो number है outsiders का वो increase हो जाता है. तो outsiders are basically involuntary unemployed people. ये involuntary unemployed people हैं, and even the management or the firm owner of the firms, they are not much interested in employing outsiders, because there is a cost of training the outsiders. Outsider को आपको trained करना पड़ेगा, उन पे आपको invest करना पड़ेगा, so cost is involved in that. But insiders try to increase the wages up to the level which is less than the cost of training. अगर ये cost of training के बराबर ही हो जाएगी, फिर तो firm नया labor ही रख लेगी lower wage rate पे, क्योंकि उतनी ही training की cost जो है. But when they demand the higher wages, they basically try to keep it less than the training cost of the new labor. Because of that, the firm should not replace them. Firm उनको replace ना करे, but with time labor unions become stronger, it is not easier to replace them. उनको replace करना जो है वो इतना easy नहीं होता है. So because of this insider and outsider difference, there is an existence of involuntary unemployment which exists, because insiders try to make their real wages higher, try to keep their real wages higher. Because of higher real wages, demand for labor remains less. जो demand for labor है वो कम रहती है. अगर demand for labor is less, then the number of outsiders will be larger in the firm. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So इसको हम basically अब ये 1950s और 1970s में it has been seen, ये देखा गया कि because of recession and before recession, the employment was higher, था. And when there is recession आया, unemployment has increased, हुआ, right? And when the recession was over, recession खत्म हो गया, so it was expected कि वापस से same employment level आ जाएगा. But it has been seen that even after the shock, अगर हम recession को shock कह रहे हैं, there's a shock in the economy, and it has been seen that even when the shock was over, shock over हो गया, still the level of employment does not increase नहीं हुआ. Why? Because of the insider-outsider concept. Insider-outsider concept की वजह से, because the people who were into job, they started demanding higher wages when the shock was over. Shock over हुआ, तो उन्होंने जो previous level, normal level, that is before recession, there was a previous normal level था. wages higher थी, recession में जो है employment जो है reduce हुआ, wages down गई, but when the recovery has taken place, then the insiders has started demanding more real wages, even as what was existing in the past normal days, जो before recession exist कर रहा था, उससे भी higher real wage demand किया. Due to this, what happens? Even after the shock, the level of employment does not increase. जो level of employment है, वो increase नहीं होता है. Level of unemployment keeps on prevailing. जो level of unemployment है, वो exist करता रहता है. इसे हम hysteresis भी कहते हैं. Hysteresis means जो है whatever is existing in the past, immediate past में जो exist कर रहा है during the period of shock, that keeps on existing even if the shock is over. जब shock over हो जाता है, तब भी वो exist करता रहता है. It is, and this has been explained with the help of a insider outsider model. So यहाँ पे जो है, जो labor unions का role है, वो insider outsider model के अंदर discuss होता है. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Yes. So this was basically new Keynesian economics, in which basic crux क्या है? अगर बिल्कुल मैं basics बात करूँ, ये basically करने की कोशिश क्या कर रहा है? They are trying to explain that why there is stickiness in the wages, why there is stickiness in the prices. So there are different models which are explaining that due to efficiency wage model, due to this inside-outside model, because of the staggered wage contract model, the stickiness in the nominal and real wages and the product prices exist in the economy, and because of this stickiness, ये stickiness क्योंकि exist करती है, that is why immediate clearing in the market does not take place, and this leads to existence of the involuntary unemployment in the economy. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So आज इतना करते हैं. कल हम अपना last topic